Getting consistent sales in your business really hinges on your ability to get new leads on a consistent basis every single month. And the best way to do that is to use Facebook ads, because it is going to go out into a targeted audience of people who are most likely to take the action that you set your ad up for. So you can set your ad up for leads. You can set your ad up for purchases. Let's say you have a low ticket offer and you want to find the people who will take you up on that small ticket offer. We call that kind of like a loss leader product, where they will come into your business on this small product. It may not be profitable, but then go on to buy something higher ticket later on. And now you have a list of buyers, right? People who are already willing to pay money to solve their problem. You can set up your ad for people who are most likely to book a consult. For people who are most likely to register for your webinar. So those conversion ads really find the right type of action takers who are going to take that action now. And then it pulls them into your world and it says, hey, let's get these people onto your email list instead of just on social media, so that you can follow up with them later, right? So it's not just a right now thing. Either they take action now or it's all gone, no more opportunity. No, with a conversion ad, it does allow you to get them into your world in a little bit more of a long-term way, so that you can make that connection, especially if you have a longer sales cycle of, 3 to 6 months or something, right? So get them into your world now, so that 3 to 6 months from now, once they've gotten all the information that they need, once they've built that trust, once they're in the season maybe where they can make that purchase, then you've got a good group of people that you're ready to sell to at that point. So that is one of the main reasons why it needs to be constant, is because it's a rolling process. People that are willing to buy now and some people who are willing to buy later is how you are going to have that consistent sales process. And, just be willing to dig deep and say, hey, how can I make sure that this actually works for me? How can I make sure if I turn this ad on that it's not going to be a big waste of money? Or if you already have turned ads on and then you flipped it off because you were like, yeah, I heard this whole thing. Facebook ads are the best way, but I can't seem to get them to work. Then dig deeper, okay? I need you to spread out your data far and wide, get as deep and as close as you can, look at everything. And look for indications of, where can this improve? Are people even clicking on my ad? If they're not clicking, right, then maybe your image isn't even getting them to stop on your ad. So that's where you need to start. If they are stopping on your image and then clicking on the text, if you look at CTR all, it's going to tell you how many people are just clicking around in your actual ad, right? So if people are actually clicking around in your ad, then your image is good, okay? They are stopping on it and they are reading your text. From there, you want them to click the link to go to your landing page, okay? If they're not clicking the link to go through to your landing page, then your text is not converting them. Do you see what I mean? You need to look at every single data point to see what's happening. And if you want to see, are they clicking on my ad to go through to my landing page? That's just the regular CTR, okay? CTR all is every click that goes on your ad, and just the regular CTR or click-through rate, that's just going through to your landing page. So it allows you to kind of differentiate, what is happening with my ad. A lot of people are clicking on the ad, but they're not clicking through to the landing page. Stop and think, what could that mean? What must that mean? And if no one is clicking on your ad at all, they're not even stopping, okay? Not long enough. They're not stopping long enough. So you're not capturing their attention with your actual image. So you've got to use those critical thinking skills and say, how can I make sure that my ads are working so that I can get leads into my business? Facebook ads definitely work. They're not the easiest thing to do. I'm not even going to say that they're easy at all. I find them to be fairly easy just because I've been doing them for so long and I know what to look for, but it doesn't mean that I have all of the magic answers as to exactly what image is going to work, exactly what video is going to work. I definitely can guide you to let you know this is what performs best. This is where you want to start. But then if that doesn't perform, what are you going to do? Don't quit. Don't turn your ad off. Don't leave it by the side and say this doesn't work. Say, okay, well, what else can I try? What creative solution can I come up with to make sure that my ads are working so that I can get leads into my business, so that I can make consistent sales, so that I can actually make this my livelihood. You know what I'm saying? So that you can actually rely on the revenue and the income that you get from your business. So you have to have a constant newness of leads coming through your business in order to expect to have consistent sales. And then you have to have just the critical thinking skills and the ability to say, I'm going to stop and work on this and figure this out until it works, period. You have to have that attitude because no one else is going to come in and rescue you. The most that you can do is to outsource it. And I do some Facebook ads management as well. So if you're just looking for someone that you can actually trust who knows what they're doing, then you and I can talk about that as well. But if you're looking to say, hey, no, I want to learn how to do this. I want to save on that agency fee and I want to figure this out for myself. Then dig in and figure it out. Okay, dig deep and say, how can I make Facebook ads work for my business so I can get consistent sales? Because the answer is right in front of you. To get consistent sales, you have to have a consistent influx of new leads, right? Because the people who are currently on your email list, they've heard your offer. Okay, either they're going to get it or they're not. Or maybe they're the type of people who need another year or two before they decide to make the purchase. But nonetheless, you have to say, okay, if not this, then what? Because Facebook ads are definitely going to get you in front of the right people. So it's about just figuring out how to make that work. If you need help with that, I do one-on-one coaching as well. If you have not even touched Facebook conversion ads, you've not figured that out at all, then I do have a starter program that just literally teaches you how to run conversion ads within a matter of 2 hours. It's not, the setting up of it is not even complicated. The critical thinking comes in where it's saying, okay, what text, what graphics, what videos, what is actually going to convert? And that is where people tend to need a little bit more help. And I do teach that in that starter course. But if you need that additional support in that coaching, if you're like, I need someone side by side with me to help figure this out until I get some momentum going, then let me know. I'm happy to help you with that. But I know that this is the right thing for your business. And I want to make sure that you have the understanding that you've got to have this constant influx of leads. And Facebook ads, particularly conversion ads, is the only thing that I know that is going to give that to you on a daily basis. And the day that that's not giving you daily leads, you shut that ad off and you start a new one, okay? And you just keep it cranking. Now, there are seasons, right? So in one season, you might say, okay, right now, I'm going to have this PDF, lead magnet, but then you might shut that off because in a week or two, you've got a webinar coming up. So it's not that you have to have this consistent everyday ad running all the time or else you're not going to grow. It's that every single month, have a plan for how am I going to get new leads this month? What is that going to look like? What ad am I going to run? What is it that I'm promoting in order to get those people onto my list? Because there's so many different types of conversion ads that you can run to get the right people, depending on what your promotion is. There's just hardly a reason or excuse to not have it running. And there's hardly a reason or excuse to not have new leads that you can sell to on a regular basis. So I'm Amber McDuffie. I help course creators, coaches, consultants, service providers, people who are looking to get high quality leads into their business so that they can make consistent sales. I help you do that with Facebook ads.